I've been drawn time and again to that thrill of uncovering a coin that carries its own secret legacy, a story etched in metal and time. One piece that has sparked conversation among seasoned collectors is the 1997 U.S. 1 penny. This coin, more than just a simple piece of currency, emerged from a year when the U.S. Mint was pushing the boundaries of production technology and experimentation. In an era when efficiency and precision were paramount, something unusual slipped through the meticulous process, gifting enthusiasts a chance to own a piece of minting history marked by an unexpected twist. The 1997 penny came about during a period of transition for the mint. While production was focused on streamlining and modernization, a handful of coins recorded anomalies that were nothing short of a collector's dream. These coins carry that slight misalignment in the design or even a subtle doubling of the imagery, details that can easily go unnoticed by the untrained eye but mean the world to someone who knows the art of minting inside and out. Historical records indicate that while millions of pennies rolled off the press in 1997 without a hitch, a tiny fraction bore these anomalies, transforming what would otherwise be ordinary currency into extraordinary rarities. Collectors appreciate the 1997 penny for its unique charm and the story it tells about American coinage at a pivotal moment. The coin's obverse features the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln, though in these exceptional examples, the printing shows a fascinating instance of doubling, a hint at the misalignment during the striking process. Experts who have carefully examined these coins remark that the die errors, while subtle, bring out an intricate interplay of shadow and detail, emphasizing the craftsmanship expected from the mint when it was at its experimental peak. The reverse, usually showcasing the Lincoln Memorial in its standard form, can in certain specimens show slightly off-center details that, while technically imperfections, have become the hallmark of rarity and desirability among collectors. The allure of this coin is not solely based on its physical traits but also on the narrative it carries. There are whispered stories among numismatists about a particular lot of 1997 pennies discovered in a sealed mint bag by a retired banker, whose collection was later auctioned and set record prices for error coins of that era. At an auction held in a small but prestigious venue, one Mint State 1997 penny fetched an eye-catching sum that exceeded hundreds of dollars, a figure that sent ripples through the community. In such auctions, the pristine, uncirculated specimens, often graded at MS 65 or higher, command a premium far above their circulated counterparts. While typical circulated coins might still appeal to collectors seeking to complete a set, the Mint State versions are a rare opportunity to own a piece of the Mint's storied legacy. Among the many factors that determine the coin's value, its condition plays an indispensable role. A 1997 penny in mint state condition, with its luster unblemished and the original strike details visible in every contour, can command a valuation that places it well above many other error coins from similar eras. Conversely, those that have seen everyday use, where the edges and details have been slightly worn, find themselves in a lower price bracket, though they still maintain a cult status among collectors who value history more than perfection. The variance in grading, from a well-preserved MS 60 coin to a flawless MS 65, shows the market's sensitivity to both historical significance and physical perfection. Auction records reveal that collectors are willing to pay a significant premium for coins that come with accompanying certificates of authenticity, a testament to the enduring allure of a well-documented error specimen. What truly sets the 1997 penny apart is the interplay between chance and legacy. It's not every day that a minting misfire becomes a treasure, but such errors remind us that history is often written by anomalies. In one memorable instance, a collector recounted how he noticed a doubled image on a coin while inspecting his collection late one evening, a detail that most would consider an imperfection but which, on closer inspection, revealed a rare misstrike that dramatically increased its collectability. Personal anecdotes like these underscore the idea that every coin has a story, sometimes one that even the mint itself did not intend to tell, yet which adds a layer of serendipity and wonder to the collector's journey. Beyond auctions and personal collections, the discussion around the 1997 penny extends to exhibitions and scholarly articles where numismatic experts analyze the intricacies of minting technology at the time. Historians have cited the 1997 error coins as evidence of the evolving practices at the U.S. Mint during a time when the need for modernization inadvertently opened the door to creative missteps. This has led to spirited debates in collector circles and online forums, where experts compare photographs, share grading experiences, and even speculate on additional variants that might exist unnoticed in private collections. It's this passion for detail and discovery that continues to drive interest, as each coin embodies a small piece of a larger historical puzzle. From a practical standpoint, those holding on to their 1997 specimens might find themselves in a fortunate position. Even if the error isn't apparent at first glance, a close examination with proper magnification can reveal telltale signs of the doubling or misalignment that set them apart. The coin's journey, from the moment of its unintentional creation at the mint to its eventual circulation and subsequent discovery by collectors, adds layers of value that go beyond the metal composition itself. Seasoned collectors will know that such anomalies not only enhance the coin's monetary worth but also provide an emotional connection to a time when small errors could lead to monumental shifts in value. Collecting the 1997 U.S. 1 penny is about more than just watching numbers climb at auction. It's about preserving a quirky chapter in the history of American coinage. Whether it's the thrill of sifting through a roll of coins at a local bank or the detailed examination under a loupe that uncovers a hidden secret, each experience contributes to a larger narrative of chance, innovation, and unexpected success. For many, these coins are tangible reminders that sometimes, the imperfections of the past can shine with an allure that no flawless piece ever could. Looking back over decades of collecting, many veteran numismatists appreciate coins like the 1997 penny for their ability to connect them to a shared history, one filled with both routine transactions and rare moments of serendipity. Its legacy endures partly because it embodies a slice of minting history when the pressures of modern production led to unexpected artistry. Owning one of these coins feels like holding a piece of that intricate history in your hands, an echo of the times when even a slight misstep on the production line could create a treasure that collectors would cherish for years to come. The saga of the 1997 U.S. 1 penny is far from over, and its value transcends mere currency. Its imperfections, those delicate but decisive marks left by an unplanned moment in time, enrich its story and give each coin a character that mass-produced perfection can never replicate. For anyone keeping an eye on the market or simply treasuring the rich stories behind each coin in their collection, this particular specimen stands as a compelling testament to how even small, unintended details can transform ordinary into extraordinary. The 1968 U.S. 1 penny might not seem like an obvious contender for a valuable collectible, but those who know what to look for understand that certain variations of this coin can be worth far more than their face value. This particular penny is one of those hidden gems in the world of numismatics, one that blends history, rarity, and error-driven intrigue into a single copper-clad piece. What makes it so special? A combination of mint mark anomalies, historical significance, and condition-based desirability has propelled certain versions of the 1968 penny into the ranks of must-have coins for serious collectors. To understand the importance of the 1968 penny, it helps to put it into context. The 1960s were a period of transition for U.S. coinage. By the mid-60s, the mint had removed silver from dimes and quarters due to rising metal costs, and there was widespread concern about hoarding and shortages of certain denominations. In response, the U.S. government made an unusual decision. Between 1965 and 1967, no pennies carried a mint mark. When mint marks finally returned in 1968, the transition wasn't entirely smooth, leading to some of the key variations that make this coin so collectible today. The most sought-after 1968 penny is the 1968 double die obverse, DDO. This error coin features noticeable doubling on the obverse, front, side, most prominently on the inscriptions, Liberty and, In God We Trust. The doubling is distinct and crisp, making it one of the more dramatic errors of the decade. While the 1968 double die is not as famous as earlier examples like the 1955 or 1972 double die pennies, it remains a prized discovery for collectors who specialize in error coins. Another rare variation comes in the form of missing or weakly struck mint marks. The 1968 penny was produced in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. While Philadelphia pennies were always intended to be without a mint mark, certain Denver and San Francisco pennies have been found with extremely weak or missing marks due to die wear or polishing errors. These variations, though subtle, can add significant value to a coin when authenticated. Speaking of value, the market has shown strong interest in well-preserved 1968 double-die pennies. In uncirculated condition, these coins can sell for $300 to $1,000 or more, depending on the grade. A gem-quality MS-65 example with full red luster can command even higher prices at auction. Meanwhile, circulated versions, especially those with noticeable wear, tend to sell for $50 to $200, still a massive increase over the coin's original worth. As for other rare mint mark anomalies, their values fluctuate based on rarity and market demand, but collectors are always on the lookout for unique pieces. One of the most interesting stories surrounding the 1968 penny involves a discovery made at a small coin shop in the early 2000s. A collector, unaware of what he had, brought in a handful of pennies from his childhood collection, and among them was a 1968 with striking doubling. The shop owner recognized the rarity immediately and made the man an offer, but the collector decided to get it authenticated first. When the coin was professionally graded, it was revealed to be one of the finest known examples of the double-die variety. At auction, the coin fetched over $2,500, an incredible outcome for what was once just a forgotten coin in a childhood stash. Condition, as always, plays a critical role in a coin's value. A 1968 penny in circulated condition will typically only be worth a few cents unless it features a notable error. However, uncirculated, mint-state coins with strong luster and minimal marks can reach significant price levels, especially when they display doubling or mint mark anomalies. Collectors and investors alike understand that while many 1968 pennies remain common, the rare varieties hold lasting value. For those hoping to find a valuable 1968 penny, the best approach is careful examination. A jeweler's loupe or coin microscope is a must for spotting double dies, while mint mark anomalies require detailed comparison to standard examples. Those who do find an unusual specimen should consider professional grading to certify authenticity and maximize potential resale value. The 1968 penny, in all its forms, is a perfect example of how a common coin can hold unexpected worth. Whether it's due to historical shifts at the U.S. Mint, minting errors, or simply the passage of time elevating its rarity, this penny has carved out its own niche in the world of valuable coins. For collectors, it serves as a reminder that sometimes the smallest details make the biggest difference, and that the most valuable treasures can still be hiding in plain sight. These 3 pennies, the 1997, the 1995 double die, and the 1968 error, each tell a unique story of history, rarity, and discovery. They prove that valuable coins aren't always gold or silver; sometimes, they're hidden in the simplest of places, waiting for the right collector to recognize their true worth. The 1962 US 1 penny is a story that defies assumptions about age and rarity. It's easy to think that older always means more valuable, but this coin reminds us that condition, historical quirks, and subtle variations can transform even a common piece of change into something worthy of serious attention. The coin comes from an era when the design was clearly established, yet every specimen carries its own nuances and hints of history. Minted during a period of American confidence and steady production, the 1962 penny carries a sense of nostalgia. This coin was produced at a time when the Lincoln cent had long been a daily companion at cash registers and bank counters, solidifying its image as both a workhorse and a silent witness to the country's evolving economy. While millions of these pennies pass through everyday hands, the best preserved examples tell stories of circulating the face of history on metal. When you hold a 1962 cent in pristine condition, you're not just holding a piece of copper, you're holding a tangible piece of America's modern journey. Visually, the coin retains the classic design that made the Lincoln cent an icon. The obverse features President Abraham Lincoln in profile, a portrait that has become almost as American as apple pie. The careful detailing of his hair and the soft, yet defined lines of his face evoke the thoughtful craftsmanship of the era. On the reverse, you see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that invites both admiration and contemplation. It's interesting to note that, even in 1962, the memorial isn't simply a static image. Observers with a keen eye have noted how the tiny details, from the columns to the faint outlines of Lincoln seated within, lend an almost three-dimensional quality to the coin that can seem almost magical when caught in the right light. The rarity of a 1962 penny isn't immediately obvious. In circulated condition, these coins are abundant, making them seem almost too ordinary. However, collectors who have managed to secure a 1962 penny in exceptional, uncirculated condition know that scarcity is defined by the coin's preservation rather than its production numbers. High-grade specimens, especially those graded MS-65 and above by reputable services like PCGS or NGC, can be rare finds. Prices for these coins, particularly in the red or red-brown varieties, can command premiums that reflect both the coin's potential historical significance and the scarcity of such untouched examples. Auction records for near-perfect 1962 cents show prices that can jump from modest sums in the tens of dollars for circulated coins to several $100s when it comes to mint state quality. There are instances where a coin graded MS-67 red, given its low mintage survival in that condition, can even fetch prices approaching the upper end of what modern collectors are willing to pay. One of the more engaging discussions among collectors centers on the finishing and luster of the coin. A 1962 penny in full red can often appear almost luminous compared to those that have succumbed to years of handling and circulation. The difference lies in more than just aesthetics, it's an indicator of how carefully the coin was preserved over decades. Collectors often debate whether a slight patina detracts from the coin's overall appeal or adds to its character by providing a sense of age that highlights its historical journey. There's no single answer, but it's the interplay of these factors that makes each coin unique. A lightly toned coin might carry a whisper of the past, while a crisp, red specimen invites you to imagine it as it left the mint floor over 60 years ago. History adds another layer to the coin's allure. The early 1960s were marked by significant changes in how Americans viewed everyday objects. Coins, especially ones like the 1962 penny, were being circulated in an economy that was gradually on the cusp of modern transformation. At a time when the simplicity of daily transactions was being challenged by burgeoning innovations, this penny served as an anchor, a constant reminder of tradition and continuity. For some, owning a 1962 cent in mint condition is a tribute to that era of steady craftsmanship and unpretentious design. It's a nod to the way objects could be both utilitarian and sentimental, combining the functional with the historical in a way that few modern items do. There's also an interesting twist when it comes to era variations in 1962 pennies. While most of these coins were struck without incident, there have been accounts of minor variances that can significantly affect value for the keen eye. One such variant includes subtle die clashes that may accentuate details of Lincoln's profile or even gently shift the appearance of the "Liberty" inscription. Although such anomalies aren't common, when they do occur and survive in high-grade condition, they can cause the coin's value to spike. The collectible community is particularly adept at identifying these slight irregularities, often weighing them against the overall aesthetics and date to determine just how special a specimen might be. The market for 1962 pennies, much like other coins, is driven by a mix of availability and sentiment. Circulated coins from this year can be found in abundance, and for many, they serve as a nostalgic reminder of a simpler time. However, for collectors who set out to find one in uncirculated condition, a coin that maintains its original luster and design, it becomes a cherished prize. Grading plays a significant role here. An MS-63 might be a fine example for casual interest, but once a coin reaches MS-65 or above, it tends to attract attention from more serious collectors. The difference in grading often comes down to minor imperfections that even a seasoned eye would notice. A coin that preserves its original strike, with barely any wear on the design lines or details of the memorial, is a testament not only to the mint's craftsmanship but also to the care with which it was treated over the decades. There have been some memorable auction moments involving 1962 pennies that resonate in the numismatic community. One such instance involved a specimen that, despite being from a widely circulated year, had been preserved in an exceptional state. When it went under the auction hammer, the bidding soared beyond expectations, sparking conversations on forums and at coin conventions around the country. These moments serve as a reminder that rarity isn't just about the number of coins minted, it's about the journey of each individual piece and the story it tells about care, preservation, and history. Collectors often reminisce about the joy of discovering a 1962 penny tucked away in an old coin album or coming across one unexpectedly in an estate sale. That element of surprise, stumbling upon something valuable among the everyday, adds an emotional layer to the collecting experience. And while some might focus on error coins or other high-profile rarities, the humble 1962 cent stands on its own as a testament to enduring appeal. It's a coin that has been part of everyday life for millions, yet in the right condition, it transforms into something that commands respect and admiration. In its final analysis, the 1962 US 1 penny is much more than just a piece of copper. It's a chapter in the unfolding story of American minting, one that reflects the balance between mass production and individual chance. Whether you're a seasoned collector who appreciates the subtle differences that separate a common coin from an extraordinary specimen, or you're simply passionate about preserving pieces of history, the 1962 cent offers a quiet thrill. It challenges our assumptions about what makes an object valuable and reinforces the idea that sometimes, the most compelling treasures are hiding in plain sight. Bringing together these fascinating chapters of modern coins, from the dramatic era of the 1995 double die, through the quiet anomaly of the 1989 no-s proof, and culminating with the storied 1962 penny, we see a tapestry that speaks volumes about craftsmanship, timing, and the unpredictable nature of minting. Each coin tells its own story, inviting you to look closer, appreciate the finer details, and celebrate the serendipity that makes collecting such a rewarding endeavor.